Hi, I'm Mary McGinnis-Meyer. This is Val Engel. She'll be demonstrating, and we're going to go through a conditioning sequence that's excellent for any arm balance that has hip opening and or twisting in it. Okay, so we're doing this as an amped conditioning sequence for our amped programs, but can be used for any arm balance that has those components to it. Okay, so let's just sit tall for a moment though and center before we begin the hard work. By conditioning, it really does mean it's a lot of core work, it's a lot of upper body work usually. All right, so sit tall, close your eyes, and root down evenly through both of your sits bones so there's equal weight. And rise up through the center of your body, all the way through the crown of your head. Rest your awareness in the entire space occupied by your body. Move your awareness to the opening at the bottom of the rib cage. Inhale to expand the opening in all directions. Exhale, take the bottom front ribs back into your body. Set an intention for your practice. And know that this will be running like a sub-program as you go through all this most excellent conditioning. And on an exhale, lower your chin. And inhale, raise your head, open your eyes. Okay, time to get really warm really quick. So, what you'll need though, you'll need a block. You need just one. And you'll need a strap. And if you want to prep the strap before we get moving, then the strap is going to go just above your elbows. The loop then would be at a width that allows your elbows to be just wide of your ribs. And you'll see why, but if the elbows feel like they can slide just a little bit along the ribs, you're going to be good with that loop size. Okay? Okay. All right. So we're going to start off with the Pez dispenser plank. So a block goes between the thighs, and it's just oriented up. Make sure it's above your knees. It's in the thigh area.
Wait, this way?
Yep. Mm-hmm. And then you'll come out into a plank. And we're just going to do a 4-breath hold in a plank with a strong squeeze to midline on this block. Okay, so count your breaths. After 4 breaths, Val will lower down, and then we'll do some counter posing, and we'll do it all over again. All right, so she's going to continue to squeeze through the block, and she's going to take her arms forward, all the way out on the mat. Yep. On an inhale, raise everything up, Shalabhasana locust pose. Exhale, release, lower down. You can turn your head to a side if you'd like to do that each time, otherwise just straight lift and straight lower. Make sure that you're pulling the whole back of the neck up. It's not just tilting the head back, but it's pulling the length of the neck up. Okay? So we'll do that for 4 breaths. And then you get to plank off the floor. Okay? So, sliding the hands a third of the way down the ribs, squeeze in on that block, because that's going to solidify your lower body to get it off the floor. Then 4 breaths here again. All right, so you count your breaths. Your challenge is, right before you lower, is to re-engage that squeezing in on the block. Make sure that it is really, really being held strongly, and that will help you lower the whole body as a unit. All right, so next comes Inhale, and you'll sweep your arms behind your back, interlace fingers, and raise up. Yeah, right past your yoga teacher. And then on the exhale, release it down, sweep your arms forward, and I'll get out of the way. Good times. All right, so you're gonna inhale to raise it up. She's got it. Yep, and then interlace fingers, press it back, and then exhale. So just 4 breaths that way. All right, and still squeezing in on your block every time, getting used to that action. It's an action that's easy to check out of, but it is so useful whenever raising and lowering to and from the floor. So after 4 of those, we slide the hands a third of the way down the ribs, re-engage the squeezing in on the block, exhale, push forward in your hands, and then 4 more breaths here. So it's 4 times that we're going to do a plank with 4 breaths. We're on number 3. Okay, so you really squeeze when you lower it down. And then inhale, it's fingertip cobra. Okay, so go ahead and inhale, fingertip cobra. Exhale, place your hands on your back when you lower, turn your head to a side. Yeah. And then fingertip cobra. What this is going to train you into doing, exhale, release and turn. This will be 4 breaths. It trains you to use your back first and then use your arms second. Okay, exhale, release and turn, hands come onto your back. So she's longitudinally firing the muscles of her back first when she comes up, pressing back through elbows second. Okay? I think you got one more?
Nope.
She did them all. All right, so hands a third of the way down the ribs. We got one more time to go through this. So planking it up for 4 breaths. Good squeeze in on the block. Squeezing in as you lower. And then it's traditional cobra for 4 breaths, just a 4 breath hold. Okay, so she's got great alignment. Come to whatever height you'd like. It doesn't have to be any height as long as the upper back is a definite part of it and it's getting a deep, deep back bend. Keeping length up through the neck, pressing up and back through the whole neck. And then after 4 breaths, you can release it down. Let's go palms together overhead. And take just a few breaths up and down your spine. So you breathe up on the inhale to the fingertips, down on the exhale to the soles of the feet. All right, so next is dolphin pose or forearm down dog. So we're going to take, oh yeah, and you get to get rid of the block, but leave it handy because we're going to use it after this. All right, so you're going to come onto forearms. And this is going to get a little bit of this hip abduction. Okay, so inhale, take your right leg up to the height of the hip. All right, so actually it's going to be inhale, take the heel out to the side, and exhale, take it to the center, and for 4 breaths. Right, so inhale, try to keep the hip level, and it'll, yeah, that's awesome. It'll drop a little bit, right? Your weight's going to shift a little bit left to right, and it's all fine. Inhale out to the side, exhale to the center. For 4 breaths. And then you decide if you want to go right into the other side or if you want to just take a child's pose for a moment in between. Okay?
I'll go ahead and do that.
So Val's choosing the child's pose, and what you have to do is listen to your body. If you get too much fatigue, you're not going to have integrity in these movements, and the integrity is being able to move with alignment is what I mean by integrity. That's going to ensure that you actually improve and change your body's unconscious movement patterns. So we'll go left leg up, inhale, out to the side, exhale, back to the center. And it's just 4 breaths. So while she's doing this, she's also actively working to press back through her chest, yeah. And her weight will shift a little bit, and as long as you're keeping an active press back of the chest, it's going to be moving with integrity. All right, so now from here, knees come down, and we take the child's pose that extends at the shoulder joint. And so we take the block between the wrists. It's going to hold your wrists apart, and then move your elbows even further forward, and let your hips kind of be hanging as opposed to, so instead of all the way back in child's pose, your hips are just a little behind the knees. So the space behind the heart can drop in, chest is moving towards the floor, block is resting behind the head as far back as it can go. And you might even feel a sensation of trying to drag your elbows back without actually dragging them. be prepared for some fun chaturanga work. So chaturanga is excellent work for any arm balance. And what we're going to do is use the strap. This comes from Jessica Stickler, and she had a video on Yoga International. Here you go. And she showed us how to do this. It's excellent. So the strap goes just above the elbows, and we come into a plank. Okay. And then from the plank, we're going to lower into a chaturanga, shifting your weight, like elbows above wrists. Awesome. So the strap will land on your chest, and you're going to hold it till you fatigue. You know? So you're going to hold it, and you're going to breathe. See if you can drop chest. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Now look out in front of you. So there's this key. Can you extend the top of your body forward and the bottom of your body backward? And then you're getting that lengthening quality. Again, from Jessica Stickler's work. Press the heels back, even though, yeah, you might have to move the toes a little forward to do it. So there'll be a point where you're starting to lose integrity, then it's time to drop. So if the shoulders are starting to round forward, okay, yeah, so then how do we get out of it? That's the fun part. That's what you get to figure out. Okay, and then we take a breather. We can take this strap off, and we're going to come into an up dog as soon as we've had a breather. All right, so your hands probably be down by your waist for your up dog. Okay, or you can drag your body forward. Roll everything back. Take about 4 breaths in your up dog. And then we'll just do that one more time. So it'll be the same thing. While you're feeling your body supported by the strap, also feel the sensation of your chest trying to reach forward and the soles of the feet trying to reach back, particularly the heels. All right, so she's gonna plank it. She's gonna shift her weight way forward so you can see that her elbows end up just above her wrists. Awesome. So right in the middle of your body, the midline of your body is dropping down. On either side, it's drawing back. Gaze out in front of you. It really, really helps. Look even further in front of you. Yeah. Pull the whole back of your head up and back a little bit. Yeah. All right, so this is going to help extend your upper back. So to come out of it, it's always kind of fun, but
I don't know how to come out.
I know. How about like that? Okay. And if you figure out a great way, put it in the comments of this video if you figure out a way to come out.
Up dog again?
Okay, so we're going to do the up dog for about 4 breaths. Okay, rolling your shoulders back. It's going to feel like pivoting the creases of your wrists forward. And after 4 breaths, go ahead and take a down dog. First down dog. That's kind of unusual. We took this long to get to down dog. Next comes a little bit of work where we start to get into a little bit of twisting and a little bit more leg work. So inhale and take your right leg up to the sky, and exhale, sweep it forward, lunge. Inhale, raise up to lunge, arms will come overhead. Exhale into twisting lunge, and we'll do that 4 times. Yeah, so inhale to raise up. It's a great balancing practice. Inhale to raise up. The exhale is the twist. And 2 more times. So the side-to-side width of your stance is important. Make sure that it is hip width apart. The balance is easier then, and it'll be more effective. So after the 4th one, we're going to hold. Okay, 4 breaths in the hold. And then the fun part, after 4 breaths in the hold, it's take off into a twisting half moon, Parivrti Ardha Chandrasana. So you're going to place your left hand out in front of you. Yeah, there it goes. And twist it to the right. And taking the right arm up to the sky. Then we came up with something fancy to do after this just to make it that much more difficult. So after about 4 breaths here, then you're going to see about shooting the moon. Right? So it's half moon, then shoot the moon. It's shoot the duck. Well, okay. Pretend it's a moon. Because it's that much cooler. And then from there, see if you can go back to the twisting half moon. Yeah, without setting that left leg down. And you can do that as many times as you want. We're just going to do it that one time. And then step it back and take a down dog. All right, so I always remind people, don't do deep twisting early in your practice, but if you've warmed yourself up really well with some of the heating practices that we do here, you can do some deeper twists pretty early. Just give yourself the time and know that you've done a lot of the work with the upper back extension first, because that's pretty critical. So let's go left leg up, inhale, exhale, sweep it forward to lunge. Inhale to raise up to lunge, arms overhead, and then exhale into the twist. awkward. And then inhale, you raise it up.
Don't talk to me.
I'm gonna like sit down now. I'm just gonna look at the camera. I'm not looking at Val. Not looking at Val. After 4 times you do the hold. Is that 3 or 4?
This is 4.
Oh.
I
That is
fell
such a
twice,
good
so-
counter.
I fell twice, so.
Oh, that's how you count, how many falls. So after 4 breath hold here, it's takeoff into half moon twisting or Parivrtti Ardha Chandrasana. Right? And holding out there for 4 breaths. So this is another one where you're actively pressing the chest forward into the pose. Yeah, and then try to really press back for your heel. Then she gets to shoot the duck, which I called shoot the moon. I kind of like it better. Let's just make it a new thing. So you don't even set your foot down, but then you get there. Look at that, heel goes down. On the other side, the heel wouldn't go
I
down.
know.
And then transition back without putting your foot down.
I don't know
She's
about
doing
that.
it cheatsy. She's trying to take it across to the side. And then back to the twist. The twisting Ardha Chandrasana. Okay, and then step it back to down dog. All right. So that's all I've got for you for that conditioning sequence. It's like nothing, right, Val?
Right.
Yeah. But you might want to do a nice long hold in your down dog after that. And then if you are going to work on a twisting arm balance, you can check out a video that we have on how to get into Astavakrasana. Okay? Thanks very much. Namaste.